Entrepreneurship is a scam. No, I'm playing. Okay, I play too much. Entrepreneurship is really just an experiment. Nobody really knows what they're doing. We're just out here, okay? We're just out here testing things. And it's so crazy because I've literally pivoted over 100 times, probably even 1,000 times over the last 3 years in my business. And I honestly just want to take you behind the scenes and show you the real raw side of entrepreneurship. Like the millions of things you have to consider, the decision making, and the planning. Now, if you are new here, I am Myah Unique, your multi-passionate, purpose-pushing, visionary friend, here to show you that if I can do it, friend, you can do it too, okay? And recently, I launched our new brand, Detailed, which is our intentional living brand. And we currently sell like digital planners and productivity tools. If you haven't followed our socials, please make sure you go follow them on Instagram at Shop Detailed, okay? And also we did drop a video. I don't know if it's gonna pop over here, over there, but we did just drop a YouTube video just talking about the ins and outs of actually building that. So again, for all my entrepreneur friends, go check it out. You need some inspiration, you need some motivation that you can do it, friend. I documented my journey. Anyways, our customers kept asking for a physical planner. So I thought I'd give the girls what they wanted. And I literally created this whole plan on my project management tool. And like we were working, like me, my intern, we was really working to get this thing released for July 2024. Like we were really working because, you know, it's mid-year. Let's do a mid-year reset. Let's check in our goals, all the things. But here's the thing, friend. We literally ran into some issues and we couldn't launch them. So today I want to share like our product development process and why we could not launch physical products and what we decided to do instead. Okay, again, I'm trying to be real with you. So not just the highs and the wins and all of those things. Like I really want you to see the lows and the decision making and the real side of entrepreneurship. Okay, let's hop into it. Okay, so for our product development process, I had already redesigned the Intentional Living Planner digitally from volume 1. So volume 2 of the digital Intentional Living Planner was already ready to go. And so it was pretty easy to actually start the physical because the design really didn't change, right? And so we started off, of course, finding inspiration for the planners and then building mock-ups. Because originally I was thinking, you know, I'm just gonna build each planner by hand instead of like, again, getting the materials and getting them made overseas, because the design that I wanted to go after was super simple. And you'll kind of see it like again in this video, like it's super simple. It really wasn't that many materials. But y'all, there was so much that really caught me by surprise, and we're gonna get into that because who knew printing paper could be so expensive? Anyway, I literally had about 2 to 3 weeks that I labeled builders weeks. I love to work in sprints. It's just, I don't know if it's like the challenge or the fun part of it, but I had 2 to 3 builders weeks where I essentially was getting the mock-up ready for a mini size, which I believe was a 5x8 or something like that. And I think that was like A5 in the stationery world, okay? Again, language. But anyway, I also did the traditional like notebook size, which I believe was a letter size, like US letter size. And so that's kind of like, again, what I did. So I'm gonna do a little reverse, and I'm gonna let you see in live action how it went. Hello, friends. Okay, so it is officially Builders Week, and I'm going back in the day where I was Little Miss DIYer. And guys, we are building a planner, a physical planner, y'all. And if you are new here, I am Myah Unique, and I created a planner called the Intentional Living Planner, and it was a digital version. But everybody been asking me for the physical.
And I was looking for vendors and doing all of the things, but I was like, can I do it myself? So I'm gonna give you a little unboxing and show you what I got from Little Miss good old Amazon. Okay, so first things first, we got some poly covers sand texture. This is gonna be for like the cover. And then I got this like big paper puncher, hole puncher. This is a good $50. It's very much hefty, as it should be. These are the disc bindings. Look how big these are, y'all. They're huge. We might have a slight dilemma because the Industrial Living Planner is 600 pages, which front and back will be like 300 pages. And this size can hold up to like 290, but this size can only hold up to like 100. So this is going to determine whether or not we make a 6-month or a 12-month. But I mean, 6 months would be like 2 quarters. So you would basically get a planner every single, like for the first half of the year and the second half of the year. But yeah, so that's that. I've always had hole punchers, but not the ones that make the paper for disc binding. And it is by the brand Happy Planner, because that's honestly what inspired me to want this. Like literally, and it's so crazy because in college I actually used Happy Planner, but they just didn't have everything that I wanted inside of a planner, and so I made my own. Okay. And I also wanted a digital one because I'm team iPad. You know what I'm saying? I'm team iPad. I love some physicals, but I am team iPad. And I might just use a physical for the one time as like a little backup. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I was gonna say that was some hard plastic to cut. But yeah, so it looks a little different. Like it literally, oh, it says three sheets max, baby. We gonna be punching away. Okay, so that's that. And then I do want to see how thick this is. I was thinking about going the vendor route, but it was just a lot, like trying to find the right vendor for like the design that I wanted. And I still wanted to play around with sizing and different things like that. So I'm like, I got to figure it out. So I'm going to do a little mock-up. And y'all know I've been in my craft era, hobby girl era, so this has just become one of those, you know what I'm saying? But this is like the thick cover, and so yeah, and I think this is 15 mil. So yeah, I think we are good to go. I don't know if I should have took this all the way out because now I have to travel with it, but I'm gonna take y'all along with me so y'all can see the final product or the final prototype of this planner. I'm super excited. Hey friend. So it is officially day two and week 2 of Builders Week. And this week I am going to be putting together the binding and hole punching the planner so that I can actually see like how it would look together. Right now the planner, and you'll see that the planner has been all printed and cut. So I'm working with 2 sizes. I have the 8x11, which is the standard notebook size, and then I have the like A5 size, which is like 5x8ish. And what I'm realizing is, number one, I don't want to do all the printing. Printing is expensive, and I don't want to do cutting either. Like that is just too much. And so yeah, I'm realizing that printing is very expensive. Like when I was at the library, just to print 2 quarters, because the entire planner is 600 and something pages. And so to print just 2 quarters, which was like 175 pages, to print 2 quarters, it was $80. Now, this is literally a lesson, because at the end of the day, yes, people have been demanding it and they want it, but the reality is, number one, this is going to have to be a premium planner. excuse me, because I know that it's not just a planner for dates and appointments. Like, it's also for your vision, for your life, and all of those things, like helping you to be purposeful, balanced, and in alignment. And there are tons of pages for like reflection and all of those things. And so it's not your traditional planner. So I already knew that it was going to be premium, but to get this thing printed, they are literally waxing. Like, Staples gave me a quote of $130 for 175 pages, y'all. And then that's the thing too that I have to consider. Do we make it colored? Do we make it black and white? Like, there are so many things to consider, as well as like the page thickness, because the paper that I printed for $80 at the library was super thin, and you're gonna see that. And so it's easy to see through the pages. I don't like that. And so yeah, I think I found a company though that if I get a certain amount of orders, like 10 or 20, that will bring the cost down, because honey, we need to make a profit. Like, I love making impact. I love that when people buy this intentional living planner, I've had so many testimonials, so many reviews, and I know that everybody doesn't have an iPad, and some people are pen to paper type of people, which I love it for you. And I know the transformation that the intentional living planner can have, but at the end of the day, baby, this is not going to be no $20, $30 planner, because just to print, and that's why I'm keeping it upfront and real with you, because maybe you want to start your own stationery business, or maybe, you know, you want to build your own brand. The thing that you have to take into consideration is things cost, especially in the year of 2024. Inflation is inflation. And like, I didn't think to print paper would come up to no $80. And this is just a tester, okay? So in total, because for both sizes, I had to pay $80 for the small size, $80 for the big size. So I paid $160. So yeah, so that's the update. Now let's go downstairs and do some binding. Hello friends, today is May 9th. Last Builders Week, I made the small one with the small binding, and y'all, excuse the papers. Again, this is a mock-up of how it will look and the sizing. This size is the half letter size, which I really do think I like. I think the only things is like the paper, or like the lines and everything on the paper. Like, I don't know, I feel like, do we think it's super small? Like, should this even be an option? Because I feel like for me, my handwriting is big, but like, I don't know, I just feel like it's a lot on the page for this size. And like, even like, for example, the monthly dashboard, like the boxes and everything are just tiny. Like, I don't know. What are we thinking? Look how the boxes, and I'll show you on the other one, but like, look how little the boxes are. And for me, which is why I'm gonna use my iPad. For me, I write big. So this would not probably be a good size for me, honestly. And then also, I wish that I would have went with the bigger disc, but again, this is a mock-up. So this is the size disc, whereas this size is the bigger size. So it kind of, I think the bigger size will help with maneuverability with the pages. And so yeah, I'm gonna try this size on the full letter size, which is this one. And you see, like, for me, like, look how big these boxes are. You see how big this box is? And it's because of the full length of the page. So I don't know, I just feel like it's honestly gonna need to be this size, which I feel like this is a standard planner size. This is just smaller, and I feel like when you go with the smaller option, it's just, I don't know, I mean, there are people that write small, so hey, but like, even for reflection and everything, it's just, is it really enough room to talk what you need to talk? Like for pages like this, where you have to do the wheel of life, and you have to do the long-term pages, like, do you have enough room to write in there? What do you think, friend? Let me know in the comments what you think. So yeah, that's that size. But today we are going to be working on the bigger size and getting these discs on there and getting these pages binded. Okay, so let's get started. Alrighty, so we have some updates. Both planners, I'm recording for my team and I'm also recording for a YouTube video, but I love it. I think this size is the best, only because like, and I think I'll show you that as well. Like these boxes and everything are huge because of course of this size. But when you go to the smaller size, look how little the boxes are. And I personally write big. So the smaller size, the dilemma, we have running into a couple of dilemmas. The dilemma is the smaller size is the cheapest size, of course. It also is more expensive to print in color, but I also feel like the color adds pizzazz. So those are like the two issues that we're running into. Like I said, notes that I have from the Builders Week, and of course, like I feel like I also want to give it to you, or like when we have a meeting, like allow you to see both of them, to also like just get feedback from you. But basically I prefer the full letter size, because again, I am a big writer. I love having a lot of room, and I do feel like because this is for creatives and entrepreneurs, like I want them to be able to have enough space to work with, and I feel like this size give you that, because that's kind of what I always envisioned this planner being, is like a map or a visual for like life and stuff. So yeah, that's kind of that. Now the other thing is, I do like the bigger 2-inch disc. So this is the 2-inch, this is the 1.5. I will say it's easier to maneuver with this size. And then as far as manufacturing options, I personally, because at first when I created this, I'm like, okay, like it shouldn't be that difficult. I can maybe get somebody to print. Printing is so expensive. That's struggle number one. Printing is so expensive. And I've been given options as far as print on demand, print through Amazon. First and foremost, Amazon. If you print through Amazon, you're rarely gonna make any money, simply because Amazon takes a large chunk, because it costs about $4 to $6 to print. I've worked with Amazon before. Also, Amazon will never be able to do something like this. You know what I'm saying? Like this is more high quality than Amazon. Like Amazon, it just sticks to like, of course, how books, you know, how regular books look. And I think those are great, but not what I'm looking to go for. And so again, print on demand won't work, even though again, with even print on demand companies, it's not like you're getting costs down to $1 or $2. You know what I'm saying? It's still going to be a pretty penny. And so that's that. But I realize as well, like especially with this smaller size need to be printed as well as cut. I'm gonna just show you, because I was like so over it this day, but like the pages aren't even lined. Like, I mean, it took so much to be able to like print, and yeah. So printing and binding, I don't want to do, like the hole punching, because I need like a warehouse hole puncher. Like mine only is able to hole punch 3 pages at a time. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna cut it. So I'm also realizing, like in building this business, building these products, I have to be realistic with what I want to commit to. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yeah, everybody wants this product, but it is a lot to get it done. And the reality is, I personally don't want to do all of this. I want to look for a manufacturer that can print, cut, and punch the papers. So basically all that we have to do really is put the binding on there, which that's not bad at all. If it could come that would bind it, I would prefer that as well. But the reason I created these mock-ups was so that I could visually see what I want and what I don't want. Punching the papers is an extra cost, discs is an extra cost, and covers is an extra cost, right? This is where our issue comes. This is where our issue lies, okay? Because the reality is, I cannot make a profit off of this product if we go for the bigger size, which is the size I want to go for. I cannot profit off of that if it costs $91 to print, right? The second company that I found was in Florida. Now, these costs doesn't include the discs, because they don't have the discs that I want, or the covers, because I have covers already. I like the covers that we're going with. Like, I don't want to go with their covers. So it includes the everything but the discs and the covers, and I also have that price in there as well. But for 10 books, it's $320 for the small size, which is $32 each, and then it's $473 for the bigger size, which is $47 each. There's an additional fee for punching, so the whole punching that they're gonna do, that's $45, like for all the books. So that's $4.50 each book. So if I go for the half letter, it would be $36.50 per book, which still is pretty profitable. But then if I go big or full letter, it's $51.80. The only way that I will be able to profit off of this is if we sold this as a premium planner for like $75. But we would not be, and the lowest we would be able to go is like $65. But I cannot go lower than that. And that is the thing that I don't want to say concerns me, because it's like, I also want to be realistic with my audience. I know first and foremost it has value. I know first and foremost that it has everything that I need it to have. If the planner only has 2 quarters, right? People are going to have to spend $65 at the beginning of the year, $65 at the end. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or $65 to $75 beginning and the end of the year. Of course, there could be a subscription set up or whatever, or they could pay for the full year, and different things like that. But that is where we are. It's a lot to consider. I think the next steps that I want to take is really researching some companies overseas and see what we can come up with. But I wanted to give you an update so you can know like what our process is going to be moving forward. But the question now is, will this be prepared for Q3, or is this something that we're going to have to hold off for, because it's May. I mean, we have June, but July starts the first quarter. And so the reality is we may have to push this thing back to launch at the beginning of 2025 to really get everything locked and in place. But yeah, girl, that's where we are.
Okay, friend, as you can see, at the end, I came to a conclusion and a decision that launching physical planners was honestly too premature, because it was a large investment in cost. And something that I shared in a workshop that I taught was that you need to make sure that whatever you are going to sell is in high demand. You have to do what makes the most sense. Like what's profitable and can also make an impact, can also solve, a pain point or your customer's problem. I decided to focus on digital planning because, again, I feel like one, that market is growing. Like a lot more people are getting on the iPad wave. I ain't trying to convince you, but friend, a lot more people are getting on the iPad wave, and digital planning and like note taking in the iPad and all of those things. I do feel like a learning curve is there because so many people are used to pencil and paper, but I do believe there's a market for digital planning, and people that love digital planning. And so because it's a growing market, and especially because I'm targeting creatives who are busy and on the go, like, right, you're editing on your iPad, you're creating designs on your iPad, you are editing podcasts and posting podcasts and all of the things like social media stuff on your iPad or on your device, because who wants to carry around, your laptop, or, your phone may be too little. And so because I know that I'm really talking to creatives and visionaries, like the planner is literally called the Intentional Living Planner for Visionaries, right? I focus heavily on visuals and, just having, a creative outlet and different things like that. And so yeah, because that's a growing market and I know who I'm talking to, I do feel like I can continue to grow in that sector before making an investment for physical planners. I ain't saying physical planners are, all out, cut out, because some people love a physical product. I'm not saying that's cut out, but as of right now, I don't feel like it's the right decision to make. But yeah, friend, I think that is all. That is it. I really hope you enjoyed this brand building vlog. Just of me showing you again the real live process. Okay, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Go ahead, share it with a friend. Share it with a friend who really need to see the behind the scenes of being an entrepreneur. Okay, now if you haven't seen any of our other past brand building vlogs, please make sure you stay tuned, stay in touch. And yeah, I would love to hear your feedback. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And I will see you in the next video. Love you. Bye.